Because this morning we are holding space. We are remembering, we are paying tribute to those we've lost. Grief is never one size fits it all. Some of us cry, some of us go quiet, and it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Like myself, I cry when I lose someone I really love. Have you ever lost someone and felt like a part of you went with them? Or maybe you felt indifferent? Not everyone we lose is someone we love deeply, and that's valid too. Today's show is for every kind of loss: the loud, the silent, the unresolved. We remember and we reflect. Our Rumide is here with me, and together we'll take you on this journey. Our Rumide, how are you feeling this morning? How are you doing? How was your weekend? Hope the week wasn't all that stressful for you. How are you doing today?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again
Yes.
to Relationship 360. We really appreciate it. We do not take it for granted. The last few Saturdays, we've been talking about child sexual abuse, how both male and female children have been sexually abused, defiled, or sodomized. And I believe everyone who listens to this program now knows beyond every reasonable doubt that both our sons and daughters are being sexually abused, and it is not a matter of the girl child, but our children. All through the course, you found out that more men have called than women to share the stories of how they were abused as children. So I would appeal to our parents to please look out for both your sons alongside your daughters. Fathers, please become involved in your children's lives no matter the job you have, both secular and religious. The first requirement, especially, is the home, your wife and children. When for the religious people, you will find that 1 Timothy 3 4 to 5 says, anyone who would have a position must manage his own family well, see that his children obey him, and he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. If anyone does not know how to manage or take care of his own family, how can he take care of God's church? That is First Timothy, the New International Version. Anyway, uh, this is how I bow out of our 3 week discussion on child sexual abuse. Today, however, is a very solemn one to me. From the introduction that Wonderful gave, you would see that for me it's a time for sober reflection. The 8th of April, Tuesday, some days ago, marks 3 years that we lost OSINACHI, the famous gospel singer who died as a result of continued and sustained domestic violence and abuse, emotional and psychological abuse. She left 4 children, and somewhere in her mind thought that submitting to abuse was a Christian virtue. I was invited to the case by Barrister Ndidi Oluwatoyin, the founder of the Stop the Abuse Foundation, where I became part of the drama, the case, as at that time her death marked a turnaround in a lot of Christian perspectives. A lot of people who thought the Christian virtue was to submit, be submissive to abuse to the extent of death. In fact, on Facebook, I saw someone who was extolling her virtues, that she paid the ultimate price of being a virtuous Christian. That is submission to your husband no matter what. I, I think today it is very clear that she went too soon. She was 42 years old. And I remember all that happened during that time. And she was that point for me where I remember all those we lost. I would like to take a minute to honor not only her memory, but also that of those that we have lost. Join me as we give a minute to give a tribute to her and to all that we lost. May her soul and the soul of all who succumbed to the injuries of love and died in their youth to what will become a crime of passion. The tragic event that followed after their oath till death do us part. May their souls rest in peace. May all those who they left behind, may God give them the grace to continue. May God give them the grace to find, turn, and may their trauma become strength. May they be a point to others. And, may their lives tell a story. May their lives lead people away mistakes of those that went before them, from the mistakes of their parents, from the mistakes of the generation before them. It's always, it's not, I don't, when people tell me they like what I do, you like family law, you like talking to people about marriage and advising people. This is what I do is not what I pray for people to do. The trauma of seeing injuries, deaths, taking children, rescuing children, looking for places to hide people, standing for people to charge murderers, abusers to court. It is better you are just in crime. An armed robber, catch an armed robber, there's no, you stole, you killed, you are killed. You steal, you are caught. There are no emotions to that. But the worst emotions, the heaviest of, that's why I do not envy those in the gender unit of the state's command in Kenya and the state CID. What they see is the worst humanity has to offer. Let me go back to OSINACHI's case. OSINACHI was separated from her husband for 1 year, 3 months, where the mother sent the brother to go and bring her because of abuse. Her husband, OSINACHI's husband, said to her that you would either live alive or you will live dead. And she kept hammering that you have told us to come and take our daughter or she will come back dead. Leave her alone. After 1 year and 3 months, the husband came to start begging. And the mother said no, she would remarry. They only had 2 children then. The first was 1 year old, and the other was 3 months old. And the mother said, no, you have to come back. The violence and abuse was so much. And when this man came to beg, after 1 year, 3 months, the mother said no. OSINACHI just turned and said, Mommy, let me speak. She said, what God had joined together, let not no man put asunder. That was what OSINACHI said. We married in church, and I will go back to my husband. The mother shouted, with all what you are going through, nobody supported her going back, but she went back. Because she thought religion was how you lived your life in marriage. Your submission to abuse, your submission to violence, your submission to however inhuman your husband would be or your wife must be, as long as God was the one that joined you together. I don't know where God joined them together, because God does not join evil and good together. And where did God join them together? You were joined together by man. You were joined together either by law in the registry, according to the Marriage Act, or you were joined together. You see, the church is not recognized as an institution to join a marriage. You can only be joined by tradition, which is by your family, or by court, which we call court marriage, which is the registry. Those are the only 2 institutions licensed in Nigeria to join marriages. There is no such thing as church marriage. It is not recognized. A lot of people then will come and say, well, got married in church, and bring a marriage certificate, and you see Peter and Paul ministries there. That is not a marriage certificate. However, some churches apply to the state to be agents of the registry. So they go and get the marriage certificate from the registry, And then you can sign in the church, but the church is being an agent. They cannot join. It is the city which is on the schedule. It is the local government that is in charge of the marriage registry. So there is a marriage registry in every local government council. Those are the ones licensed. Those are the ones by law who are in charge of marriage licenses. Or your traditional marriage, which is by the family. But here she said, what God has joined together, let no man. But they do not read it well. The verse is not let no man put asunder. It says let not man put asunder. You need to understand that the Bible, the New Testament, was written in Greek. And when you get stuck in interpretation, you need to go back to the original Greek context. And what you will find is yoke, which means when God unites, it is used for animals. They call them beasts of burden. When you yoke, you get, you yoke animals together by putting a wooden, it's called the yoke, on their necks so that they could help you plow your farm. That was referring to the yoke pairing of animals together to pull the plow in a farm. And that was what he was referring to. But they took it further when they say, what God has joined together, whether in death or in abuse, let no man put asunder. It is not let no man, it is let not man. That verse was an appeal to man, not to interfere. It was an appeal to man, not to interfere. Not let no man. Let no man is a command. Let not man is an appeal. And God did not join abuse together. You cannot bring a wolf and a sheep. God does not join them together. Where did God join them together? That is my point. That was her excuse, and she went back. That was about the last time. They only had 2 children. The husband never allowed the mother-in-law to come and do omugo. She had never seen her grandchildren before until that time that they separated. She never saw them. He would never allow her come. Never allow any member of the family. In fact, he made sure that they did not even know their address in Abuja. The husband was jobless. OSINACHI was the one making all the money, and he will collect it. A lot of times she went to sing, it was the husband's account that people paid into. At times, he would come and drag her from the venue. There was a time that herself and her twin sister were supposed to sing. This gentleman came and dragged OSINACHI from the church into the car, spat on her, and drove off. Went to lock her into a house inside their house till the crusade, the convention, till the program was over. I don't understand how you think Christianity is slavery, how you think Christianity is submission to abuse. That mentality has gotten so deep into the core of religion that even when children are sexually abused, they would say, as Christians, as Muslims, we are supposed to forgive. And that is how we keep ruining, destroying the lives of people and using religion as an excuse. OSINACHI died in the morning. She said she had a headache. The man did not call the family, did not call the mother. The mother had called and called and called and called because she had spoken earlier to OSINACHI, and in the hospital, there was a woman that was supposed to cook for her. She went in the morning to cook breakfast, and when she got to her bed, found out that OSINACHI was no longer there. She could not find the OSINACHI in the hospital, not knowing that she had been taken to the morgue. And she called the mother. That is as if your daughter is not here. So they were calling, looking for her. The husband already knew that she was there. Did not call till 8 p.m. at night. She had been calling him. He did not pick her call, and then at night she now used Osinachi's phone to call her mother. That it's as if Osinachi he was just speaking in parables. And when he finally let it out of the bag, she said, "You had told us that she would live alive or dead. You have done what you have threatened. God will judge you."
Whereas when we come right back and we continue this conversation, don't go anywhere. This is Relationship 360 on 99.9 during.
How many minutes? How many
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's
How many
talk.
minutes? 40.
Just 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
She start chasing all the bags. Come and secure another bag.
2 minutes.
Just come welcome offer. Betting is giving you 100 naira instant sign up bonus. There's no more. Within 14 days on the app, you start a chance to get up to 1 million naira in rewards and enjoy 50 free casino bets on Aviator. Download BetKing app and register today using the promo code FREEBETS to enjoy your 100 naira instant sign up bonus and all exciting offers. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Did you know that micro, small, and medium enterprises account for 96% of Nigeria's businesses and contribute to about half of the country's GDP? They also provide around 84% of all employment in the country. Want to know more? Join us on Ward Street Drive. Our new business show, 2:30 p.m. Mondays on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. Let's talk.
Introducing the essence of authenticity in fragrance, Wazobia Perfume, the correct scent, a unique blend that captivates the authentic spirit of Nigeria. Now available in
Can write all those things down.
Write
Times.
Yes, Wazobia is a unisex fragrance, perfect for both men and women. Its rich and versatile aroma is a statement of inclusivity and unity. Reach your confidence with joy every spring. Are you a retailer or do you love to buy in bulk? Got you covered across Nigeria. Azobia perfume comes in cartons of 24 bottles and the body spray is available in cartons of 48 bottles. Interested in making Wazobia perfume part of your collection in store? For carton purchases, contact us at the email address contact@wazobiacosmetics.ng or call us at 0201 330 0047. That is 0201 330 0047. Our team is ready to assist you with your order. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent. Your new signature fragrance is just one click away. Authentic, unisex, confidence, Wazobia.
We're about to go back.
Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Talk.
Welcome back. It's Relationship 360, and if you're just joining us, we're live on YouTube, on Skype, and on Facebook. And today's topic is a tribute to those we lost. We remember you. Before we went on a quick break, Barista was telling us about what happened to OSINACHI, the same that the woman that sang OSINACHI did. Yes, that's like that. So, Barista, please, can you continue from there? Because you were saying in the Philippines, you mentioned where her husband spat on her in the
Yeah.
back. And
She was born 12th November 1979 and died 8th April 2022. Let me leave Osinachi for a second. Let me go to Nicholas Aditself, who married in Benue, got married to Rachel Aditself. Both of them worked in the Makurdi local government council. She was very violent, and neighbors kept warning him that, okay, you need to leave, because one of her things was she would come out with a pestle, break the windscreen of his car, break the windows of the house, assault him publicly, privately, and the neighbors were tired. This particular day, 4th of November 2018, she started again. She was a very jealous and insecure wife. On the 4th of November 2018, the neighbors started hearing the same screaming and shouting. She came out again, broke the windscreen of his car. He was always saying that, don't worry, she would change. She would change. That nothing God cannot do. But this day, 4th of November, she attacked him. She killed him, killed their 3 children, and then killed herself. I would repeat, she killed him, slit the throat of the 3 children, and then killed herself. It was when the neighbors started hearing the children screaming, "Mommy, please, mommy, please, mommy," this was different. And then, they rushed. She had locked the doors. They ran to the police. It was the police that broke down the door, found the man, his 3 children, and the wife dead. Everyone that wanted him to leave, he kept turning, saying it will be okay, she will change, everything will be all right. We are praying about it. This was another tragedy. 24th of June is a day that is always full of wonder. I want to tell you a story of Titi Arowolo, a staff of Skybank, who married a pastor, Akolade Arowolo, and they stayed at Akinde Street in the summer. He was a very violent man. He had no means of income. She was his means of income. She was always battered, bruised, and injured. Every time in the bank, it was a problem when she had to wear dark sunglasses. People would tell her to leave. Religion would tell her to stay. They would pray about it. Eventually, she left 10 different times and came back. This final time, she left and moved with her daughter to her father's house. And on the 24th of June, that particular day, some wise people came and said, "Tabanja Kinchebi Kaku, and he is still your husband. Even though you are not together, it is his birthday. Why don't you go and say hello? Just wish him happy birthday." And then she took her daughter. On the way, the father said, "Where are you going?" She said she just wants to go and wish. The father took the daughter and said, "If you want to go, you can go by yourself. Don't take my granddaughter." And she went to wish him happy birthday. That day became a fight. Something provoked him. On his birthday, he locked the door, beat up the wife. He was found with a hammer and a knife. He stabbed her 76 times, from her head to the eyes, to the neck, to her breast, to her stomach, to her thighs, to her feet. 76 times. When she was screaming and her voice started fading, the neighbors knew something had happened because she had left. What was she doing back? Then they saw him come out in the evening, covered in blood, trying to run away. He was trying to open the gate. Blood was dripping all over his body. The neighbors raised an alarm because they tried to enter. They were calling her, so they chased him. He was apprehended by the police, and in court, he said his wife was possessed by a spirit, a demon, that whenever she's angry, she starts taking sharp objects to stab herself. I had to get a professor of medicine to show that you cannot stab yourself 76 times, starting from your head to your eyes. The blood loss alone would have made you faint. He was convicted and sentenced to death by hanging. That was the case of Titi Arowolo. Mr. Sunday Akpan, on the 18th of October 2017, killed his wife Martha, used a machete to cut her body into pieces, gathered it into 2 sacks, and tried to dispose it of by night into a rubbish dump. But the people wondered what blood was coming out, and says was killing that was a goat or something that he killed. And they say, with all this, are you throwing away all the goat? Police came right on time, opened it, and found his wife's body cut in pieces. He was so abusive, and everybody had told her to leave, but she stayed. Everybody told her to leave. She stayed with her faith in religion and prayer that he would change. Gloria Onyedikachi from Arodi Zugu in Imo State got married to her husband on the 10th of February 2018. She had broken up with him a couple of times because of his violence, but would come back. He would come back and beg. They would go back. And I need you to notice the signs of always going back. They will come back and beg, and people will say, was it yesterday? Someone was saying, Toba might change. That is if he would change. We can't say he would change now. He won't change, and then he would change. So let us not throw the baby and the bathwater out. He may change, he may not change, but there's a possibility that he will change. So let us hold on to that possibility. They keep telling you to hold on, just go back. The final time she broke up with him, that was before their marriage. She now found out that she was pregnant. So she had to go back. Because of the pregnancy, they got married. Their marriage lasted 4 months. He beat her to death, put her corpse in his car, and drove to his father's house. He did not tell the parents that his wife's corpse was in the car till the following morning. This led to a pandemonium where the mother was like, where is your daughter? This one that you are. Where's your wife? This one that you are. It was in the morning that he now told the mother that the wife is in the car. And the mother was like, how could you have left her in the car overnight? On rushing there, it was a corpse. The screams drew the attention of neighbors, and how could you have done this? He was arrested. Killed your wife and started driving her body up and down in the back seat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Blessing Wana in Anambra, mother of 6, was set ablaze by Sunday Wana this year. He was always telling her that I will kill you. I will kill you. This woman, I will kill you. But you see, people don't listen to subtle warnings. They say, no, God forbid, you will not do it. Call the mother. She had told the mother that this abuse was too much. But they will tell you that you have 6 children. Where are you going? But I've told you that abusive men that are violent, reproduce aggressively because they know that the more the number of children, the less likely you will leave. Before you want to leave, you are pregnant again. You would stay, and they will tell you, where will you go with 4 children? They are called abusive pregnancies. Some will beat you at that time, still make love to you in with your tears, just to get you pregnant, so that with the increased number of children, you have a decreased capacity to live. It's a game that everyone should know now, that abusers try to reproduce aggressively, because the more the number of children, we'll say you have 4, 5, 6 children for him. And then he said he was going to burn her that day. She made a phone call and said, Mommy, he said this. She said, no, don't worry. He's just upset. That is how men talk. Until he went to bring a small keg of petrol, poured on her, and set her ablaze. Have you noticed that the greatest tragedies in marriages and religion and relationships are caused by religion and tradition. Where you refuse to open your eyes, but would a man is threatening you that I will kill you. How long? You see, one threat is enough for me.
I'm telling you.
I don't know how many times they have to tell you, and you will remain in that house and then call somebody like me. At times, when you call me to talk to me, you might not like what I would have to say to you, but I will just give you as it is. A man threatens you, a woman threatens you, and then you are declaring, according to your religion, that nothing will happen. You are sleeping on the same bed with the person who tells you every day that I will kill you. Ladies and gentlemen, they say history is our best teacher. Today, I don't even know what to say to you, especially those of you listening to me every Saturday but are still in abusive marriages. When they call me and say, I'm an ardent listener, I've been listening to you for, I just say, I hope all is well. Thank you for listening to me. Please don't tell me you are in an abusive marriage when you are telling me that I've been listening to you for 4 years. You'll say, yes, I wanted to leave, but my father, my mother, that is tradition, the worship of elders, where elders, because of age, will be telling you to stay, especially when your father was also beating your mother. You knew that you come from an abusive home, so you are going to report your abusive husband to your abusive father. Or you are going to report your abusive husband to your abusive mother. There's camaraderie in abuse. Nobody, no abuser will tell a victim to leave another abuser. You go to religion. You know that the pulpit is full of narcissists, people who are power drunk, people who have no sympathy or empathy, but will send the sheep back into the wolves' den and tell you to submit to death. Meanwhile, that is not why you are here. Marriage is totally earthly. There is no marriage in heaven. So if it is an earthly affair, why do you attach heavenly consequences to what does not matter? It's like you are celebrating your birthday and you are calling that a spiritual event. You are celebrating a marriage anniversary and you think it is a spiritual event. For this reason, a man shall leave, a woman, shall leave
his family. And
father and mother and
yes,
cleave, or is a man that will leave, and cleave to his
wife.
And the two shall become one what?
One family.
One flesh.
One flesh.
Not one spirit. But they keep telling you that marriage is a spiritual thing. There is nowhere. Tell them to show you where it is written that marriage is spiritual. It is never spiritual. All those that we have buried most aggressively, most gruesomely are those who tuned to either tradition or religion. They had been warned by friends, family, and experience, but chose to remain. I told you that 2021, our statistics reveal that 2025, the Christian or simple woman will more likely die from her marriage and its complications than any natural illness. You have people who have high blood pressure today because of the irregular heartbeat, because of the person they chose to love. The people who have depression. Depression simply means prolonged sorrow. When there is sorrow, your immune system begins to fail. If you need like 15 mosquitoes to bite you normally before you can get malaria, this time maybe just 2 will bite you and you're already, because of sorrow. Somebody, as the person opens the gate, your heart starts pounding. You don't know what will happen today. Your children start running, and then you choose in that condition to reproduce again, to bring more children into your already abusive homes, knowing that Children raised in abusive homes usually grow up to become abusive adults. If you have 5 children, you have a probability that 1, 2, or 3 might become the very abuser that you want to run away from, but still you keep giving birth. Still you keep remaining. I warn women all the time, you cannot afford to stop work. Because when you come to me, you say you don't have anything. Why? He stopped me from working. In what world would you give up your means of income? Then if the man suddenly dies, what happens? The person who stopped you from working just suddenly dies, or suddenly loses his job, or suddenly becomes incapacitated. He has a stroke, he has an accident, and is unable to function. Children will not eat. Children will not sleep, be able to. Then you will start begging around because you had to stop your job to please your marriage. Anybody that wants to get married, you must understand right from the very beginning that I am going to work. If my job or my progress will be a problem for you, then there is no need to go ahead. I don't know why you don't have that discussion. That marriage is so important to you that your brain cells become completely dead. Your reasoning becomes completely obliterated, that it is what they now tell you. You now have some emissaries of the dead coming to you, telling you, be submissive. It is what your husband tells you, you must do. It is what your wife tells you to do. But your Bible tells you wisdom is what you should follow. Confused people, breeding children that will grow in confusion, and then reproducing the confusion of their youths into their own marriages. Do you know how many people we lost last year alone? Over 300 people. There are 365 days in a year. When you have over 365 deaths, that tells you every single day somebody was dying. As we are speaking, 3 years ago, during our program was about to start. Somebody that we gave money to go and rent a place and move out was killed Saturday morning during our just before our program. I left this place only to see text messages from the neighbors because she was introduced to me, Mrs. Fumi Hosanna, by a neighbor, that this man had killed her early in the morning. How? When she works, he collects salary. So he uses her phone to transfer money. But we had just sent her money and she had made some, she had some transactions. She had, people had given her money also to be able to rent a place. So she knew that if he checked the phone, he will find money there again. So she refused that day to allow him check her phone.
And that was why he killed her.
The fight was for that phone. That was where it started. You continue to stay. After the death, we now found out that she was the third woman he had married. The first wife had died. The second wife ran away. You are the third wife, dead again.
First, why are we remembering? I know it's important to always remember those we lost, but why are we paying tribute to these people this morning? Why should we remember?
It's a date.
Stories?
It's a date. When you have no history, your future is very, very. In short, there is no future without history. How would you know where you are going when you don't know where you are coming from? You might end up going back to where you are coming from, not knowing that the story of your origin. It is very important because history always repeats itself. That is why you keep dates, to remind you. 3 years. Who is celebrating OSINACHI's? Who is doing the anniversary? Nobody, not on Facebook, nothing. You will go and the world will continue. You think you are that important? The world will continue. The man will remarry. The woman will remarry. And you are gone just like that. You think you are that important? Who is talking of Queen Elizabeth now of England? She was the most influential woman in the world. Today, it was The king is dead. Long live the king. As the king is dead, another king is going in. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst thing that can happen to you, you notice everyone that I have said today was influenced by either religion or tradition. Someone was showing me. Lastly, I will just end here because the last time I was really shouting on the radio, but I think anyone who loves themselves, the gentleman, I was involved in an argument yesterday. It wasn't so much as an argument. It wasn't so much an argument as so you want to leave an abusive marriage. You are not sure because you think they said he came to tell the family that he wants to work on himself and she should give him one more chance, and she gave him that chance, and it was water that caused the fight, and she came back with two. She couldn't see both eyes. The slap and the punch had burst an artery or a vein or whatever in the eye. So we were there. I wasn't even bothered. And someone now quoted 1 Corinthians 7:15 that if the unbeliever leaves, let it be so. The brother and sister are not bound in such circumstances as God has called us to live in peace. So they were giving themselves instances where maybe you might leave, and you can only live in that if the husband is an unbeliever. I said, so it has to have another religious undertone who is an unbeliever for you to leave. And I said that the problem is limited understanding. It's not even limited, it's laziness on the part of whoever. You people should read the Bible yourselves. The New Testament was written in Greek. So in cases of ambiguity, you go back to Greek. Never read one translation to understand. And the Greek word for unbeliever there was apistos. The definition of apistos is unfaithful. Unfaithful, faithless, perfidious. That is what it means. So it wasn't talking about unbeliever as in religion. It was talking about an unloyal, a disloyal person, a perfidious person. It's right there. It wasn't referring to it because I wondered. I said, why would an unbeliever just live like that? And perfidious means deceitful and untrustworthy. That is what that verse was referring to, and not an unbeliever as in someone who does not believe in. It's simple. Just read it in Greek. The unbeliever there was apistos, and apistos means an untrustworthy, deceitful, disloyal, unfaithful. It gives you reasons to leave. A lot of us are married by deceit. Someone was talking to me about 2 weeks ago. He was in marriage that he found out that his wife was older than him by 4 years.
In marriage?
Yes. She changed her driver's license and all that. And I said, when you found out? He said, I'm a Christian. I said, what does that mean, that you're a Christian? That means you can be deceived, and when you find out, you would remain in the deceit. And then when he found out and he got an argument, she just, was like, bull crap. Okay, yeah, I'm 4 years older than you. That is, I'm not your mate with that. And when they're arguing and arguing, there was always argument. He would tell her, I'm not your mate. She was always now that the cat is out of the bag, she kept reminding him that, listen, I'm not your mate. That all this one that so found out that all the friends that came, they are all not his mates. They marry you out of deceit, and you use your Christianity to uphold the deceit. Meanwhile, it tells you right here in the same, is it First Corinthians, that when you find perfidious people, deceitful, untrustworthy, disloyal, I'm done. Let me just keep quiet. For those of you that choose to sacrifice your lives on the altar of religion, you go ahead. Life will continue. Those of you that choose to remain in abuse, go ahead. I just gave you a history of your people who chose to remain. And you can see the consequence of their actions today. Nobody will lose except you. I wish you all the best.
Well, don't go nowhere. We're still like setting this topic. In tribute to those we've lost, we remember you.
More conversation, more talk, more.
We still
Right
have
after
one more.
It's about winning with one play on Nigerian Info. On Nigerian Info Daily Winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347*880*3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Friday shows on weekends.
When
But
people were
that's not
calling me, I
all.
was not there.
Every Friday, there will be
I locked into the night.
500,000
I was not there. I was
jackpot.
finished.
Playing during the
I had
week
to sleep on
automatically
bench
qualifies you for the
on
weekly
plastic
jackpot.
chairs
Your chances
till
of
morning every
winning are
Saturday
the
for
same
how
whether
many
you play
years?
on oneplay.ng or dial *347*880*3#. Remember to play responsibly.
Too much. My body, I'm not even getting
Under
young.
the age of 18.
So my body,
One Play is
I
a
wake up, my
registered
bone on the
trademark under Lash on Trading Services
I had
Limited.
to. I did
By the
not
Lagos
put
State
my
Lotteries
phone on
and Gaming
ring. It
Commission.
was on silent. So that's why I missed your call. My alarm had woken me up.
Me, when you did
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight.
Yeah.
Each one a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. And battle 4 with Femi and the gang. The 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is back. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got
It's
what
back,
it takes
sir.
to score?
It's back.
Step right up.
Okay. Is this
Time
one?
for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And
That's the way you find it
battle
difficult to get vehicles. Same way I find it difficult to get vehicles. Saturday mornings are very, very difficult to get vehicles. Cabs.
We see
You
you,
see,
Mr. Ask My Guy, don't
cabs
win.
for
This set on
5,500,
ginger. No dollar. We did
6,000
only just
because
call
you're trying
welcome
to
offer.
hit
Bet King
for
is giving you
4
naira instant
a.m.
sign up bonus. That's not
So
all.
because nobody goes out in
You
the
stand
morning,
the chance to
Saturday
get
morning,
up to 1 million
from
naira in rewards and
6
enjoy
a.m.
50 free
Once you
casino
book
bet
any
on
ride
a
from 6
vehicle.
a.m.,
Download Bet King app and register
start
today
saying,
using
number one,
promo
nobody
code
will accept you,
FreeBet
right?
to enjoy your whole
Because all of those crap guys, they usually work Friday to very early in the morning on Saturday. Club days, you understand? So they go home.
Did you know that
So there's
micro,
nobody that
small,
will come
and
and
medium
pick you from
enterprises
the house. The
account
one
for
that you see,
96% of
they bill
Nigeria's
you,
businesses and contribute to
they'll
about
bill you
half
like
of the
this.
country's GDP. They also provide around 84% of all employment in the country. Want to know more? Join us on Board Street Drive. Our new
Don't
business
shout, don't
show,
shout, just
2:30
calm down.
p.m.
I can see it, I
Fridays
can
on
tell.
Nigeria Info
It's like people are not hearing what.
Writing it down. Don't
Let's
shout.
talk.
Don't shout.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Wait,
We're back.
We are back.
We're
play this
back
ad
on
again. Once you
99.3
come back,
Nigeria Info.
We are back in your number one top station, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and this is Relationship 360 with Kristen Wonderful Grace. And I'm here with Emmanuel Onka. How are you doing, Mr. Emmanuel? How are you doing today? Barrister, how are you doing? Anyways, Barrister,
You're
it's
asking
something
me how am I doing?
it's something I really want to ask, and it's something I really want to ask you. Because this second chance thing is like I see is becoming a circle, it's becoming a pattern for abusers. So should we always give former abusers a second chance when we find out that they're being abusive? And
From
how do you even know someone who is previously physically and emotionally abusive and that person has genuinely changed? How would you know that that person has
I
genuinely
don't
changed?
I don't know why is it our job to be monitoring people's character to find out whether they will change or not. It is not my job. You know, like I was bitten by a dog. Then I want to find out whether the dog has changed, whether it will not bite me again. What am I doing? Going back there,
Yes.
let me just tiptoe, then the dog attacks me. Only this time, listen, we need to stop tolerating and using is the person the only human being on earth. I was speaking at a place and I told them that leadership is born where toleration ends. Why? Whatever you tolerate will never change. This is why there are very few leaders in our country and in Nigeria because uh, the level of toleration is very high. Leaders are usually very angry people. When you decide enough is enough, a leader is about to be born. Toleration is the graveyard of leadership. You cannot, what you continue to tolerate will never change. Why should it change? It has found acceptance. But when you don't tolerate it, you can't tell me you will kill me twice. Once is enough. It was a warning. I have warned you. I will kill you. I will make your life miserable in this house. Once is enough. I would even thank you for telling me. It's not a problem. You will be miserable by yourself. As for me and my family, that is my eyes, my ears, my two hands, I'm gone. There is a reason why God told Lot not to look back. There is a reason why the Israelites were not supposed to go back to Egypt. There is a reason why God keeps telling people all through history, don't look back. Your feet are shaped to watch march forward. Where your toes are your toes behind you. Your eyes are in front of your head. It means you cannot see back. There's a reason, a biological, psychological reason why eyes are meant to only see forward. Your hands are shaped to take from the front, not from behind. You cannot hold a sword and be wielding it from the back. Everything is to face front. You are designed to go forward. Everything about man is shaped. Your breasts are not backwards. You don't wee backwards. You wee everything. The only thing that points down is your anus, and it is meant for what? Waste materials. That is the only thing in your body that is inclined at an angle that is almost perpendicular backwards. It is for waste materials. For a religion whose creator tells you to go forward, but their leaders tell you to go backwards, you know that there is a disconnect. Let's go to the phone lines.
Yes.
Let me not talk about this again.
We really want to hear what you have to say.
No, I don't even want to hear what I have to say.
The mail line is 0201 277 0993. And for the female line, 0201 465 7909. I'll take it again. The male line is 0201 277 0993. And the female line is 0201 465 7190. You can actually send us a message on WhatsApp too. And the number is 080 9597 5805. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? It's not a new now. Maybe I'm a new sister, but it's fine, no problem. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Pastor Ladipo.
Ladipo.
Good morning. We can't hear you properly. Please speak
Yes.
louder.
Okay, that's better.
Yes. Go ahead, Pastor.
This question. When you have a scenario where somebody is the one persuading someone to go back to an abuse, if anything happened, can that person or those people that persuade the person to go back, can they be held as an accomplice to whatever that has happened?
I absolutely believe so. 2 years ago, I decided to test that law. An accomplice is someone who enables a crime. You have before the fact, that is beforehand, and after the fact, that is after, you're an accessory. Do you understand? A person left, you brought them back. I decided it was the pastor and one other deacon that I had arrested as what? Accessories to the crime. I believe so. And I am, people are just, I will continuously, now when I write my petitions, I write the suspect, that is the accused, and his facilitators. Those are all those ones that told them, oh yeah, go back, including their parents. Please let us open the lines to people who have not called before. If you have called us before, please do not call. Let new people call. Let us hear new people, please. We need to hear fresh voices.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Okay, no problem.
I'm listening. Good morning.
Please can you reduce the sound of your radio
Good
as
morning.
well, please?
To you for the past 1 or 2 years now. I just want to share my experience. I left an abusive marriage last year, October. So, because I was involved with lots of pains and beating. So, with my family support, I left the marriage. So, what surprised me about this topic you are treating this morning about going back? So, in the marriage, there's a sister, a younger sister to the man, that I always carried along of everything I was going through. So when I left, she knew about it, and she was just calling to ask for the children welfare. So last week, she just called me that her mother, because her mother and my former husband's mother, they're not the same mother. Her mother is the second wife, another stay in the UK. So she just called last week, said her mother is around and she would like to greet me and want me to come with the children to greet. So I spoke with the mother also. He said, yeah, I want to see my children, come and greet me and my daughter. I said, okay, no problem, I'll come. So on Sunday, we went. And I asked them on Friday, I called back, how this man is not going to be around? How family members are not going to be there? The mother said, no, they're not going to. I just want you to come and greet me. Nobody is there. Okay, I said, fine. So we went with the children. When we got there around 11, before 12, I started seeing family members coming in one after the other. And the same man also came in. Now become a family affair. So now they not point out the backside. So I say all sort of, the next thing they say, you have to forgive him. You have to accept him back. He has changed. You have talked to him. You will not do that again. I was like, are you not joking? What's happening here? They said I should talk. I said, I don't have anything to do because you did not tell me you are coming to do family meeting here. I should have come with my own family too. I don't have anything to reply. Just let me go and report this matter to my family, then I'll get back to you. So since that day, I was like, what is happening? Did not tell me, they just betrayed and
You see, madam, you are absolutely lucky. Do you know why? Can you hear me? Do you know why you are lucky? Because the children could have been taken from you that day. That day, the children could have been taken from you, and then you will come out and not see those children again. You don't go back. Where are you? Somebody is telling you that you should come. Please, when you close a door, just close the window as well. Do you understand? The same thief that will come in through the window is the same thief that will come in through the door. It's the same thief that will come through the roof. You don't gamble, you go alone. If you want to gamble, you go alone. Especially those who are in abusive marriages. They are inviting you. You do a video call. I won't even answer all that now. Mommy, welcome. How is it? You move on with your life. Are you still parading around the same mountain? I wish you all the best. Madam, just move on. Those who say you should go back, tell them to marry him. He's free. Tell them to bring their own sisters to marry him. He's not by force. And don't even, let's just move on. Thank you very much for sharing. That was very dangerous. That's how they would just set you up, and next thing, they know the only way to get you are the children. Pamper you, say nice things until you get to bring the children. Somebody will now take the children forcefully and say, if you want the children, you come back to the house. Times you will not even see the children. There's a woman that has not seen her kids in 7 years.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. This is good from Oka.
How are you, sir?
Yeah. In this our area, I want to be a volunteer, but I don't know how to go about it. I will stay at Ota. I'm staying at Ota environment here.
Ota is Ogun State.
Ogun State. We don't have anything like that, but I've been a follow-up for long.
Okay, sir. Please. Please call me. We're not really strong in Ogun State. Lagos State is just my base. However, please just call me. We would find something to do. Find a way to do that. I think Zone 2 covers both Lagos and Ogun State. Okay.
Thank you very much. Don't keep it up, and we have been enjoying you.
Thank you.
Introducing a lot of people to the program every Saturday morning.
Thank you very much, sir. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where you from? Sad. Anyways, let's check a few messages. This one is Daniel, and he says he's texting from Ife. As always, you teach us at the moment that when abuse starts, marriages end. There is no regular negotiation or going back to an abuser. Thank you for the parade you gave us. Thank you for the parade you gave us always to move forward. This is Falabi from Ife.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. From Ife.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you coming from?
Good morning, madam. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good morning,
Barrister.
Okay, barrister.
Yes. Sir. Thank you, sir.
Want to talk authoritatively like a pastor?
No, sir.
I'm guessing this is your first time calling.
No, that can never happen.
It's my first time.
Wow,
Thank you very much. All right, sir. You have 1 minute, sir.
Yes.
You see, Mr. Barrister, you speak as if you are the position of a pastor, which is very wrong. Hear me?
Go ahead, Ron. Yes, sir.
There are things you made a statement that marriage is not a spiritual thing. You are not in position talk about that because you are a barrister. You deal with earthly affairs, earthly laws. That which you are putting your mouth now is heavenly. It is not for you. Let me tell you, there is repercussion for you. There is judgment for every man.
I really thank you for that.
Are you hearing me? No place for tolerance. You cannot tolerate your brother, you cannot tolerate your sister. You cannot.
Okay, we are saving people from people like you. Do you understand? Who will tell us that you have the authority? Where is your certificate of authority that you got from where who please let's move on. Let's move on. He says I don't have the authority. Who gave you the authority, sir? And as you are also pastors, you know how criminally minded a lot of you are. Please, let's move on. Could you end that? You see, I've just been praying that one of these people will show themselves on the program. Let us break down what he said. He said, first of all, he called me a pastor. Yes. You see, it's good that you quickly correct them. Then he said, I don't have authority. So I want to know where the authority that he has was given. Whether it is a different Bible or whether there is a place where, a special place where God gives. I don't understand. I really want to know where his own authority is. Know whether he should just explain to me where his authority is from. He says, I speak as someone with authority. Yes, because I have knowledge. You have no knowledge. You have no standing. You encourage people to die in abuse. Can you see them showing their face? Tolerance of what? How can you come on air to tell someone to tolerate abuse? It is a crime. And don't worry, very soon, people like you, I will get to meet you in person. And those people you have encouraged to go to abuse, and we will test the law on you. Oh, I'm looking for them to test the law on them as accomplices. We already have 4 of them behind bars. We have 4 of them behind bars.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello,
good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Helen. I'm calling.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, quickly, I want to thank Barrister.
Irrespective of what people are saying. But the thing is, I struggled in my own marriage for 5 years. And when I could no longer bear it, I left. But when I left, I was still feeling this kind of guilt. I don't want to raise my daughter alone without a father and all of that. But the first day I bumped into Nigeria Info and listening to your program, that day seems to be like a liberation for me because it freed me from my guilt. It freed me from the burden I was going through. The first day I listened to Barrister, it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a deliverance. I felt this weight lifted off my shoulder. Do you understand? Many people are going through a lot of emotional pain and they don't even know. And what constitutes it mostly is ignorance. I was ignorant. That was why I even endured for 5 years in the first place. If I had listened to Olumide, even in the first 6 months of my marriage, I would have left. Had listened to him like 2 or 3 times. So I don't want to use the opportunity to say thank you. Whatever anybody is saying, that is because they too have not gone through what other people have gone through. They have been through that even the last one that called. If you have been through a bad marriage, you will not even call you to come and say that.
No, you see, when an abuser is calling, they are the inflictors. They are the abusers. So they are comfortable in the environment that they created. We are talking about OSINACHI today. Somebody is talking about authority. They have no authority. These are people you know more than. These are people that have nothing else, no means of income except for what they can collect. There are few of them. I will not bash all pastors, There are very few of them that are good. Listen, you own up to who you are. Someone was telling me yesterday, we were talking, he said, but when you talk, some of us pastors, it hits us. I am a lawyer. The first thing they say about lawyers is that we are liars. My father used to introduce me. He would say, meet my son, a liar in Lagos. When we were in the hometown, he say, a liar in Lagos. I would smile. I would take it. Yes, there are some of us that are terrible. But proudly, I am a lawyer. And because of me, people are beginning to trust lawyers, saying that if you can be a lawyer, then there is hope. So we cause change. If you belong to that profession, you say you are a theologist, you are a pastor, a lot of you have scattered the ground with ignorance, killed people by proxy, by telling them to go back into an abusive marriage. OSINACHI is number one. That you told her that what God had joined together, and she's dead today. The man is alive. Does God join death with the... I don't understand. And some ignorant person is calling to say that there is judgment. I am happily waiting for judgment. Thank you very much, ma. I really appreciate. I didn't even know you were still on the line, sir.
Well, Barrister, I feel like you need to hear this one. Benny from Costa says, but people change. A man can make mistake once and realize his mistake and never goes back to do the same thing. He said that the statistics for abusive marriage in Nigeria is very low. So there's no need for you to advise anybody.
You see, there is a certain level of knowledge you need to have, of intelligence to have a conversation with me. Your premise, once I see that you don't know what you are talking about, how would I be? It's like somebody fighting with a madman. You understand? They will say both of you are mad. If someone can tell us that the level of abuse in Nigeria is low. Nigeria has the highest rate of child sexual abuse in Africa. We have over 23 million children marriages. That is 23 million children who were raped as children. And then somebody is coming here to tell you that Nigeria has low. Somebody can change. Let them change now. Let them change. But my life will not be tied to see as a social experiment to see whether somebody will change or not. How many years would I waste trying to use my life to see whether this dog will bite me again? I will now go back to the house to see the dog. The dog is charging. It might not bite me. It might have changed. Now that dog will kill me last now. Let's move on.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. My name is Prayers.
Yes, it's nice to meet you.
Wow,
welcome, Fancy. Welcome. Where is that your Hey, I'm clapping for you, Fancy. I'm clapping for you.
Wow. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Man that actually called, I think is actually a hate man. And I can remember then that you told us about being age does not actually make you wise. That it doesn't even make you wise. That's just a wiseless speech ever. In fact, I was triggered to make this call this morning. Like I'm just so angry. So if you have actually said that you are a pastor, you would have actually maybe the judgment would have not even been that much or whatever thing he meant on you, like what he said. So he just has to say it just later. He later find out that you are a lawyer, and he was not saying that
judgment is coming.
So you would have actually had the authority. Maybe they have just called you a little bit, and I would just imagine like. In fact, like you always say that the age of a tutor does not make the wisdom of
yes.
Indeed.
Oh yes. Thank you very much, man. Dori Air. You have just fined me like 15,000 naira. 15,000. See why Kuto. Don't worry, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. You have seen them. They will show themselves now.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from? Please can you use your radio, please? Use the sound. America. You have 10 seconds, please.
Mr. Emeka, thank you very much. Please go ahead quickly. Thank you, sir.
Not even know anything. My only problem now is that there must be a woman under that mask. That is just what I.
Jesus. Thank you very much. Let me talk about this authority. Oh, do we have time? Okay, let me be quiet.
Anyways, do not go nowhere. This is still Relationship 360, where we talk about the honest, hard conversations. 99.3 Nigerian Info. When we're right back, please join in this conversation.
Do you
keep telling them that we're going on a short break? No,
you need to be writing this thing
we're
down.
going on a short break. When we come back,
You have the authority to tell them that
you think I be you? You are not a pastor. You are quoting the Bible. You are not a pastor. You are quoting the Bible.
hey, who are you?
Who are you?
I am a joke. What do you mean? God will judge the two of you. Judgment is coming.
For 3
Look
great
at that.
seasons,
That should
fans
scare me.
have fought
My
with
brother.
passion and fire.
Seriously,
The
wahala.
best they brought. The banter was
Say-
old, the
say-
debates were
say you don't have
tight. Each with a
authority.
weapon, each match a fight.
That man is better.
But now it's
Nah.
bigger. The
So
stakes
he
much
wanted to
higher.
tackle
The
you
battle
first
returns.
with
Yes,
Bible portion.
yes.
Do you understand? He has already come up with his own Bible portion. It was because of that Bible portion you mentioned.
99.3
No, I
Nigeria.
think he thought he was a pastor. He assumed he's a pastor.
So he wants to argue.
Yes.
You know, he wants to argue.
Let them come.
Then he now found out that you are not even a pastor. He's not like, you don't even have the authority.
Yes.
So what he was doing before was to find words of the Bible that he wants to use
They
to
can't even find the
counter
words
what
of
you
the
say.
Bible. They
Go
can't
back
find
and
it.
forth.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.com.
Gosh, God, we have 5 minutes. I want to close by 35. He said, I speak with, yes, I heard that a lot. That when you speak with authority, because I know what I'm
Right,
saying.
so why not pastor?
I'm not a
Right.
He's teaching, He said he go chop.
He would be similar to Apostle Selman. You know Apostle Selman?
Even Apostle Selman, he has started. You see, when you're under,
You know, Pastor Emmanuel, that one that went on Honest Bunch. The one that spoke against tithe, that's what that one I know people will classify you as well. You see, yeah, because you see the way he's radical. He's not speaking in favor of everything that they've told about the Christianity. See the way he has changed people's perspective of our tithe and not the rest.
Pastor Selman is preaching for tithe.
So the thing is this, tithe is based on your belief.
It's not even based on, see, if it will be called tithe, you brought it from the Bible, right? Unless you name it something else.
Yeah.
Yes, tithe is from the Bible, and
So
it's
if
there in
it
the
is
Bible.
from the Bible, that means it must follow what the Bible says.
Yes.
So if the Bible does not tell you to pay tithe now, then name it something else, developmental levy. Yeah.
But the Bible did say pay tithe.
The Bible does not say pay. Tithe was fruit.
Yes, for
Was
I think the
agriculture.
Levites also.
It was food for the
Food items,
Levites.
yes.
And it was crops. It was never money.
Yes, it wasn't money.
It was never money. And then it never got to the New Testament. In fact, it had started changing in the Old Testament by the time Christ came.
You know, my problem with the tithe thing is to make it compulsory or to put something behind it and say that if you don't pay tithe, this is what will happen to you. That is my issue with it.
Do you know
But
what?
if me I pay, I tithe, but then I do it out of my own voluntary, understanding what the benefit that comes to me from it. It is not compulsory for me. So when you as a pastor start telling me that if you don't tithe, this is what will happen to
Your
you,
life will be tight.
that is where I have a problem. Do you understand? But what is it in the Bible? Yes, because there are things in the Old Testament that I keep till now. It didn't change.
My brother,
Till the New Testament. They were not spoken of in the New Testament, but they are just the way of life
look at
of
this.
Christians.
Then, I mean, misplace something. They will ask me, did you pay your tithe? Because if you paid your tithe,
You
it
not be
won't happen. God will give the devourer on your behalf. So it became, if I don't pay tithe, something bad will happen. My protection, I may have an accident. The first thing you say, are you a tither? So it became pay God for protection.
Now it's not a monetary.
So
it's
I
not
pay
a.
God for
It's not
my
a
protection.
commercial.
Yes.
Transaction.
No,
with
so
God.
where's the blood of Jesus then? You will just say, oh God, okay, this is not my subscription for this month.
No, I really not subscription.
That's it.
It's Relationship 360 with Kristen Wonderful Grace, and we've been having a very heated conversation. Anyways, Barrister, I'd like to read this message. This person, okay, I think he wants to remain anonymous. Okay, Peter from Ijeda. He says that, Barrister, if you want to talk about marriage issues, stop bringing the Bible into it. Leave the Bible alone and Christianity out of it. If we begin to talk about what the Bible says about marriage, it means we should shoot ourselves in the foot. The Bible never supports a divorce, woman or man to remarry, as long as their partner is still alive.
Who said that? I keep telling that there is a level of information you must have to have a robust conversation. Who told you that the Bible tells you that? Who said? Probably you have not. From the Old Testament, it has been telling you that you can leave, go to the.
Well,
Why
that's
I
not
talk
even
about
all.
why I talk about Christians? Why? Is because 87% of separations, domestic violence and abuse and divorces are from Christian marriages. Sorry, Christians in marriage. So if you come to a place, will you start addressing people that don't have a problem or their statistics? Can you imagine? The remaining 87% leaves what? 13% is shared by other religions and other factors. 87%. So we will address the 87%. That's why I hammer a lot on it, because they are the ones failing globally. In the US, January 2024, the Pew Research Center brought out their own research study that 51% of divorces in America are from Protestant Christians. Who are Protestant Christians? As in the Pentecostal Christians now? Yeah. All around the world, they have the highest statistics of failed marriages of all religions that exist. So there is a fundamental problem, and they refuse to ask themselves why. It is because of these doctrines that they keep imposing on people, covering them without knowledge.
Well, he says.
And making marriage a Christian. Yeah. Marriage is not a Christian thing. It is a human thing. It is not a Christian thing.
It is what? Well, he says, this is someone else, but he wants to remain anonymous. He says, Barrister, good morning. I do appreciate your efforts at saving people from abuse. However, I must correct you that there is a place for healing, and it starts with sentiments and resolution of crisis. A lot of marriages have healed. You said when you close the door, you also close the window. Even in court, that is not done. That is why a lot of cases are settled out of court. Don't let us turn it into throwing water away, throwing the baby water into.
So when you say even in court, do you know what a decree absolute means? That is when the judge sits and formally divorces you. That is over. Absolutely. There is no window, there is no door. It is also when you say even in court. So I know that definitely you are not a lawyer. So don't bring court into it. The resolutions the courts may look at is upkeep of children, not going back in. Listen, once it is proven that you are an abusive spouse, the moment they can show evidence that you have beat, it is 2 to 3 years in prison. Which window is opened after that? Which window? Even the court will sentence you mercilessly. Osinachi's husband is still in prison. Which window are they opening? It's because we don't report. In any country, the moment you are an abusive spouse, that night you are going to lock up. You will leave the house. So which window are you leaving?
Well, he says, don't let us turn it into throwing the bathwater away.
Please let's move to another.
Well, we'll be taking your phone calls. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please reduce your radio, please.
Good morning. My name is Paul.
Paul, go on.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. You are doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Mind what the pastor says. This is my first time of calling, but I always listen to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And just like you're a barrister, I'm a police officer.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you,
I
sir.
love your show. I love what you are doing. And just like your people call and say, that man has not faced such abusive marriage. That is why he's talking like that. I was not physical abusive marriage, but emotionally I was removed. Married for 9 years. My wife
Had 2 children before marriage. But although I had 1, but the woman said a man cannot born. It's only a woman that can born. So that is to say maybe that child is not even mine. And this I am at fault that the fault is from me, not from her, because she has 2 children already. So I was maybe this is my menopause. That's like 3 or 2 years after marriage, they say premenopause. Me, I won't lie because they say I had what's it called? Low sperm.
Azotospermia, low sperm count.
Thank you. I did not because of that.
There is no medicine I did not take, barrister. There is not, and my mother being a Christian, although they did not pressurize me to marry another or anything. My friends when we say, I don't know, go and have an affair after, I say I don't want to. I don't want.
When the right time came, Pastor, after 9 years, I did come. One of my
Friends say, in fact, my cousin say, go and test yourself outside. Not even my cousin, my ex-girlfriend say, I don't supposed to tell you this. Go and check yourself out. Do a test with a lady, then test yourself outside. One day I pick her, I say, Mama, I want to marry her. In fact, I first of all say, I want to divorce. My mother said, don't.
You have 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Okay, quickly hurry up.
To cut it short, I got another girl pregnant. Later, as I'm talking to you now, I'm married to that girl that I got pregnant. At just 5 years within the marriage, we have 3 daughters.
Ah.
I have to tell her I want to marry another wife. She did not know that I have a child.
Ah.
You say you are not going to marry that.
I don't know. Was it? Okay. Congratulations, sir, on the 3 daughters. Congratulations. And we will fix the bride price together. No, of your daughter's name. We are talking of future, as we have been taking money every month to be saving for. It is. Congratulations, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
And again, I have your personal number because I won abusive marriage
Oh yeah. No wala, no wala, no wala. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate. Hey, this issue of fertility and infertility and children. I think we are going to have to talk about it soon. We are going to have to. Well, let me quickly round up now because the lines are buzzing. I know that once. Let me quickly round up so we can continue if there's still time. So thank you everybody for listening, and it's good that we have balance. People who have not called, then we have someone who has authority to talk on heavenly things. Marriage is not heavenly; it is earthly. So he shouldn't be talking about marriage himself because heavenly things are the things he should be talking about. We have a very, very rounded. We had a very rounded conversation today. I will tell those of you in abusive marriages, there is no gain. Whoever is telling you to check whether whether it may, you better move ahead. You will waste your years. You will waste your years looking out for whether somebody will change or not. You are not bound to anybody. You are not bound to anybody. Anybody. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. They say you cannot fetch the same water, from a river. If you fetch here, the next second it's not the same water because that one has, it's gone forward. Yes. It's flowed. Today is the beginning of the 6 weeks RMDVA training, which I will be teaching. It is relationships, marriages, domestic violence and abuse, and child sexual abuse that I will be teaching for the next 6 Saturdays, except the Saturdays for the purple curtain, which is next week. Today we'll be beginning, and those who have registered for the program would meet with me by 12 noon. We've extended registration to end today. It's something that you really need to hear, especially I would, if possible, tell those religious organizations and schools, especially schools, those in guardians and counseling and all those teachers, you need to have this education so that you can share with the children, especially child sex education. And also with those in school that you already know have been abused, those girls that have been sexually, you need to know what to do. You need to know what to say. And that is why I kept slashing. It is to register is 100,000. We said you can pay 3 times. For teachers, we slashed it down to 30,000. For policemen, law enforcement officers, we slashed it down to 20,000 because, well, I train in some of the gender matters, but this is exclusively, it's really important. If you see how important it is to me, and I would be handing a certificate of training and participation under my hand to you after 6 weeks if you pass. It starts at 12 to 3:30 p.m. We have a break at 2 p.m. to 2:20 p.m. The venue is Garden of Light and Power Church, 19 Coast Ufeli Street, off Nobi Street, Kilo Bus Stop, Ikate, Surulere. The easiest way to get there is through Stadium. You take a Napep straight to Kilo Bus Stop. That is the roundabout, and tell them you are going to Abiodun Right. That is Abiodun Right is WRIGHT. It is the right turning by the roundabout. Once you turn there, it is the 4th street on your left. It is the 4th street on your left. When you get to Kilo Bus Stop, tell them you are going to Abiodun Right. It is the sharp right turning on the immediate right at that small roundabout, the Kilo Bus Stop. And you just go, when you've turned right, just be counting the streets on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th street on the left, you just walk. Once you turn into the 4th street, just walk down. You see a red gate facing you. It is just before the red gate. You would see my banner outside, RMDVA training, number 19, Coast to Fairley Street. Those of you that might still want to, today, registration would end at the beginning of the lecture. You need to, for those that might want to also check, please check my Facebook page, Olumide Omoshebi on Facebook, Olumide Omoshebi. You would see the flyer, and you will see the courses there for you to. You need to join us. This is very important. Next week, Saturday, is the Purple Curtain at number 14 Ogulano Drive at 12 noon. The Rose of Sharon Glorious Ministry International. It's every month, every third Saturday of every month. The Purple Curtain holds, where I will be there for you to come and ask me your questions. Those who are in need of help. If you have attended the Purple Curtain before, you will know it is not a joke. You will hear things, see things that may baffle you. We lost somebody who attended the Purple Curtain because she came, but she never mentioned. She was ashamed, she was shy to say what she was going through, though she was watching other people getting up and saying things that they're going through and asking for advice. What should they do? And those that we can help, we will help. But she went back 3 different times. I was just told, was it the last Purple Curtain, that this lady is no longer with us. Why? Because you met with me 3 different times, live, and you did not see. She said she was a bit shy. Is death shy now? Leaving 2 children behind. You need to put away all this foolishness of everybody. It's like you are going to a hospital and you are shy of your predicament.
Yes,
you are shy of your malaria, you are shy of your typhoid, you are shy of your cancer. It's not. Listen, let's just put away all traditional, religious, and all that sentiment and cry out for help. It's really important. And, it is free. I'm not charging you anything. You come there and, I've put myself here that, listen, we have to stop this cycle. Why? Because our children are going to marry your children. Except you are going to take your children to go and marry from Pluto. We have to stop this abuse because your children will marry their children. And then our old age, we will be settling conflict. You just say, Baba, kinikon, and that's how somebody will fall down the step while running down to go and, we don't. Let's do something now that we are strong. On the 25th of April, that is 2 Fridays from now, because of the predominance of child sexual abuse, it is too alarming. 1 out of every 3 girls, 1 out of every 7 boys be sexually abused before 18, some sexually abused before 10. We need to insist on government, especially the Commissioner of Police, to instruct that cases of child sexual abuse be immediately taken to the gender office and the state command in Ikeja. Because our police stations have turned to settlement centers. You saw where a victim suddenly will be locked up and the suspect, the accused, will become the victim will become the accused. I mentioned about the Ogombo police station, the DPO, and the 2 human rights officers that I petitioned. How they turned around and locked up the mother of the victim, whose 14-year-old daughter was defiled by some man. When they rushed out to the hospital, mother and child hospital in Ogombo, it was the hospital that called the police. At the end of the day, the police locked up the mother and the mother's brother and her sister, 3 of them, the entire family of the victim, and charged them to court. Where there is medical evidence that their daughter was defiled, it was the hospital that called you. They gave them to Warif. They just turned the case. We are marching down to the office of the Commissioner of Police on the 25th of April. I want to thank the MBA branches, MBA Lagos branch, Ikorodu, and Ikeja branches. They are going to march with us. on that day, and lots of civil organizations, NGOs, and then parents. You need to let your voice be heard. I'm going to bring along children who were sexually abused, and then the case was turned against the families. You will meet them there. They are going to speak. We're going to have some media houses there. If you belong to any media house, this is a free invitation. Please come along. It is not a protest, though. It is a walk. This is to appeal to the Commissioner of Police to instruct all police stations. The moment a child has been sexually abused and you find out that it is credible with medical report, immediately let them send the case to the gender unit of the state command in Ikeja, or the gender unit of the state CID, Panti. Those that are trained to do it, because these police stations have turned to something else. They just settle. Even some FSUs are very disappointing. And this is how the abusers are recycled. They are released back to abuse other children. 25th of April, 10 a.m. in the morning, our meeting place shall be the NBA Secretariat in Ikeja. What else? I think let me quickly end it there. Today we will begin the RMDVA training. If you still want to join us, meet us at 19 Coast Ufeli Street, Kilo Bus Stop in Surulere. The venue is Garden of Light and Power Church. And I want to appreciate the pastor who gave us this venue to hold. It's really something amazing. Thank you once again. I think we can go back to the phone calls.
Okay, the phone lines to call. The mail line is 0201 277 0993. Then the female line is 0201 465 7190. I'll call it again. The mail line is 0201 277 0993. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Moses, you will talk again, no? Okosha Madija, continue.
Okay. Anyway, first, my question to you.
See, me, I'm a street person, and this is just my life. I hate people eating something and now saying, why did I eat it? Why do people have to marry before divorce? Why do people need to marry and divorce? What are they? I've always asked this question. What do people do in relationship?
You see, we are not, Moses, let me answer you. Very good question. They are not trained in relationships. You know what they do? They tell you that you should go and pray about it, then God will tell you. So what they will come is that God told me that you are my husband. And from there, you go straight to marriage counseling. So they don't really get to know or discuss. They make it a spiritual matter. Do you understand?
Is that for any reasonable person?
Not at all.
Child questions his father's word, questions his mother's word. How can you tell me God pray and God chooses husband? That means you are just a church goer, you are a seat woman.
There is nowhere in the Bible that God said, marry this person. Yes. Proverbs 18:22 will tell you, he that finds a wife finds a good thing, and obtains favor. So you have to find Moses, no vex. In fact, vex. Of course. But they don't teach them. They don't teach them now. It is well. Thank you very much, Mr. Moses. Let's move to another one.
We'll take one more call. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You have 1 minute, please.
I was in such a situation, but mine was financial
Abuse. Because I grew up with my grandmother and I saw abuse and I saw the trend that in her old age she could not enjoy things that her children were readily able to provide for her. So because I saw all that, when I got there and it became physical abuse, I learned to run. Even there were times I slept outside for like a week outside the house. And my fear then, what made me stay was because I felt, how will I go on? No mother, no father, I'm alone. How exactly will I manage with my children?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because of time, you are out of it now.
When he was alive.
Come again.
He died.
Before or after you left?
Before.
Oh, so if he was alive now, you for day can't pay Abi?
I don't know. Maybe I would have been there. Not him.
Ah, thank God for your life. Thank you very much, man. How many seconds do I have?
You have just 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Yes.
Okay. Then it's enough to just say goodbye now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. For those that will meet me for the training, see you soon.
And don't go nowhere. We have the discuss coming up next. After that is travel and culture and hotel. And you know we always have an amazing playlist for you on 99.3 Nigeria. So don't go nowhere. Stay locked in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Blessing, Maduba, how are you? Good to see you. Madam, and this is Andrea Oko. Good morning, Barrister. I'm the soul of OSINACHI and of other faithful departed. Thank you very much. For that, Shelley, this is good morning to you. Ejima Chibuzom Val Ozara. Good morning. Thank you very much. Chiago Wanko. May OSINACHI continue to rest in peace. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for listening. See you again next week, Saturday. God bless.